Hello and welcome back from the Get More Math training team. We trained your school in the spring. Hopefully you were there. Maybe you were unable to attend, or maybe you're a new hire to the school. Whatever the situation, we know how busy you are at the beginning of the school year. So rather than meeting for a lengthy period of time, we are providing you this refresher video. It will go through what is Get More Math and the basics of getting set up. If at any point in time you have questions or need help, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here to guide and support you through the entire process. Let's start by hearing from Jen, one of our Get More Math trainers, about what is Get More Math.
Have you ever prepared what you thought was the best lesson ever? Delivered that instruction to your students, and then they did amazingly well on whatever content it is that you covered. And then a month or so later, you ask your students to remember those same concepts, and you're staring out at a sea of blank faces until finally someone's brave enough to raise their hand and say, "I don't think you ever taught us this." I wonder why that happens. Well, in a typical math classroom, we teach our students, and then we have them only practice over the content we've just covered. So if we continue in that same fashion over the course of a unit, when we get to the end of the unit, we usually have a test. And what do you do the day before a test? You end up having to spend time reviewing for that test. Why do we have to do that? Well, it's because our kids forget. And then as teachers, we're stressed and everyone's frustrated. So the common struggle that we all face is, how do we make math stick? Josh Britton, the Algebra 1 teacher who created Get More Math, faced the same dilemma. And he knew what needed an adjustment was the way in which his students practiced. So he didn't just have his students practice over the content that he had covered. He also created a mixed review piece. It's cumulative practice, so that your students are practicing all of the content that you've covered. So at Get More Math Day, you provide the instruction, and then you use assignments, brief focus practice, to make sure your students understand the content that you've just covered. And then your students will work in mixed review, that cumulative practice that's individualized, prioritized for each of your students based on the content that you have covered. So Get More Math has assignments and mixed review practice to support your instruction. So how does Get More Math make the math stick? That mixed review, the cumulative practice that's individualized and prioritized for your students, is so valuable. But Get More Math takes it a step further. We don't reward completion. In fact, we have a point system, and you'll see a $sign when you look at a student's screen. The $signs indicate that when that problem is solved correctly on the first try, the student earns a point. Get More Math values accuracy. And by valuing accuracy, we're driving students to true understanding of concepts. And that true understanding of concepts, working in conjunction with cumulative practice, that's how we make the math stick. In Get More Math, you'll have those two modes of practice: assignments that help for short-term retention, to make sure your students understand today's concepts. But for long-term retention, the power is in mixed review. It's the cumulative practice that's individualized. It's what makes the math stick.
All right, step 1 in the process is to create a class. Navigate to the Classes tab and select Create Class. You are now prompted to name your class and select either the grade or subject for your class. When you select Next, you will be given a Mixed Review Starter Bundle. These 5 skills will automatically be placed into your class's Mixed Review. You're able to expand any of the skills and preview samples of problems students will see. We recommend leaving the skills active so that when your students log in, they have work they can complete. Navigating to Mixed Review, you can see those 5 skills are listed. Once you create a class, you will automatically be placed on the roster page. Here, you will be provided with a unique class link for that class. You can simply copy the link and share it with your students. Once students use the link, they are able to join your class. If they are brand new to Get More Math, they will need to select Get Started. Here they will fill in the information that is needed to create the account. If students have a Get More Math account, they will need to select I already have an account and fill in their username and password to join your class. You are also able to manually add students to your class. If students already have a Get More Math account, you can search for student by selecting the choice on the left. Type in their name in the search bar, and we will provide all information we can so you can decide that is the correct student and add them to your class. Or you can simply create new accounts for your students. Type in their first name and last name and continue to add students by choosing the Add Another button. Once all students have been added, choose Submit, Continue, and Done. Take note of the icons in the upper right. You can view the class link, you can add students to your class, or you can print your class roster. Your class is created and students have now been added to it. Let's hear from Jen on how to monitor your students while they are working.
To do this, choose Current Status from the middle column. Teachers view a list of the students in the class. The green dot indicates who is online. For students who are online, their names are clickable. By clicking Alex's name, a teacher can view his current problem. A teacher can also view Get More Math's expected answer as well. Below the problem, the skill code is viewable. The skill code is important in case a teacher needs to report an issue. A teacher can replace a student's problem, send the student a game credit, or message the student. In the Help Order column, teachers view the students who have raised their hand for help, as well as the order in which those students have asked for help. A teacher clicks on Alex's raised hand, viewing the problem he requested help with, as well as the expected answer. In the Working On column, teachers view what students are working on. Some students are working on adding integers day 1. The teacher can also see that Sela is working on a slope assignment and that Alex is working in mixed review. In the Points Today column, teachers view the number of points each student has earned today. In the Time Since Correct column, teachers view how long it's been since a student has entered a correct answer. Their time will turn red if 6 minutes or more has elapsed since they've entered a correct answer. This column, in conjunction with Points Today, allows a teacher to know who's making progress and who is in need of assistance.
Now it's time to make work for your students. Navigate to the Work tab. On the left side will be all of the work that you have created. Let's take a look at how the skills bank is organized. The middle column is broken down by grade level or course. Across the top are the different collections we have for each of those. Let's examine 3rd grade and the collection topics. Here we have topics related to that grade level, and as we open folders and finally reach a blue hexagon, that is a sample of a skill that you can choose to use in your class. The next collection we have will be your state. You can open that up and drill down to specific standards available to you for that grade level. The next collection will be unit guides. These are more like a textbook where you can drill down to specific units and lessons to find skills that match your specific grade level and that topic. Lastly, you may see map growth. This is used to help pull skills related to the NWEA exam you may give your students. Another way to search for skills is by choosing the magnifying glass at the top. This will give you a search bar. Simply type in a keyword for a skill you are looking for. Underneath the grade levels and courses is our colleagues and my work icon. When you select that, you have the ability to work with other people within your school and district. Now, let's make an assignment. On the bottom left, select the blue plus sign. Let's begin by creating a folder to organize our work. Now, with the folder highlighted, click on the blue plus and now this time choose Create Assignment. Let's begin by naming this assignment Comparing Decimals and save. The next step is to find skills that you would like your students to practice. Let's select 6th grade and the Unit Guide collection at the top. Let's select Unit 5, and within that folder there are different lessons. You may see that some lessons are broken down by different levels. When you expand the folder, you will see 3 blue hexagons. You will be given a sample of each skill. Be sure to use the refresh arrow to look at other samples and even the answer. If this is a skill you are teaching your students today and you would like them to practice this, simply choose Add Skill. It will become light gray on the right and be added to the assignment on the left. You will continue this same process for each skill. Remember, keep your assignments small, 3 skills or less, with the default at 3 points per skill. This is recommended so students will have enough practice on the new material showing initial understanding on this assignment. The students will need to earn 9 points before they will automatically transition to mixed review, where they will continue practicing on all skills. Save this assignment and choose the X. You may create as many assignments ahead of time as you'd like. Just be sure to save them and they'll be ready for you to use. Now Mandy will explain how to give this assignment to your students.
Choose the assignment you're ready to give your students. Before you give an assignment to your students, you'll want to be sure to use guided practice. One way to do this is by using the preview button. This will allow you to show students exactly what their screens will look like when they log in to begin working. You can also use our full screen button. Using this feature, you'll be able to generate unlimited examples of each skill type. Remember, our skills bank is dynamically generated, so students will rarely see the same problems you've gone over during your guided practice. From this screen, you can also choose to print an assignment. This is a great feature for students that may not have access to devices, or have an IEP or 504 plan that requires them to have a paper copy. Printing can also be used with your students for guided practice. Once guided practice is complete, you're ready to give the assignment to your students. Simply select the class or classes you would like to assign to, and click Assign. You'll be given a notification that these skills have been added directly into your students' mixed review.
Let's take all of this information and see what a typical Get More Math day would look like. Remember, Get More Math has no instructional component, so the teacher will begin a typical math day by teaching the lesson to the students. After the lesson has been taught, navigate to the Work tab, expand the folder, and find that assignment. Use guided practice either through the preview button or the full screen button. Now, when students are ready to practice, select Assign and choose the class that you would like to give this assignment to. This assignment is pushed out to the students and has become the default assignment. The skills are also added to the class's mixed review. Now, navigate back to the Classes tab, select your class and current status. When students log into their Get More Math account, they will be given the default assignment. Here, they will work on all of the skills that you have taught them and modeled for them. Once they have reached the number of points you have set, they will automatically be transitioned into mixed review, where they will need to continue to work on all of the skills that you have taught them. Through this process, you are monitoring your students from the current status screen. You will want to set a goal for your students. By setting that goal to a value greater than the assignment points, will require your students to not only complete the assignment, but continue to work in mixed review to earn the points that you want them to have for the day. Lastly, this is our student video. We highly encourage both you and your students to watch this video prior to using Get More Math. When students log in the first few times, they will get a pop-up message about the video. If they close this, they are still able to access it from their menu bars. Along with the video, when you navigate to our website under Resources, we have a video activity lesson plan and a handout that accompanies the video. This video is a great resource not only for the students, but also for you, the teacher, to help understand the symbols and features of the program. Now you're ready to start. As always, if you have any questions or concerns through the process, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here to support and guide you. Keep an eye on your inbox for information on our second training in the next few weeks.